Damien Keys, Sunshine Metals. Welcome to Melbourne. Thanks very much for coming down. You've come down for Lions AGM. We're really looking forward to hearing you talk to our shareholders this afternoon. But right now, I wanted to put down something that sort of documents a little bit about Sunshine that we can tell the world about. Lion invested in Sunshine at a stage where we said, great rocks, good geology. There's a lot of data there and we know that there's a project within it. But here's a team of people who can pull geology apart, put it back together again. And I think that's had a very, very productive outcome. But it's actually got more exciting than that with a newcomer into the portfolio recently. I want to talk about what you're focused on. So starting with Linetown, established resource, zinc rich. It's also got a fair bit of gold in it. And I think what you've been talking about recently is where you've got gold close to the surface and in a panel all on its own. What are you going to do with those gold resources, Keezy?
Yeah, look, we can't wait to rip in and hopefully start digging that in the near term. I guess to get to that point, we picked up Linetown initially as a polymetallic. So, and at the same time, we changed from Sunshine Gold to Sunshine Metals, maybe in a $6,500 gold price, a move that we don't necessarily back to Sunshine Gold. Look, it's a fantastic resource. It started off when we picked it up as a 2.5 million tonne polymetallic resource, zinc rich, lead, silver, and gold. We've picked this up. It's we've grown it now to about 4.5 million tonnes within that drilling program. Pretty quickly, we realised there was a gold-rich panel at the Carrington that was mined historically between 1905 and 1911, and we realised there was potential for more of these Carrington-style shoots within the broader system. So Linetown is a series of ore bodies that stack up, a series of lodes, and there's a real zonation to those lodes. So we've unashamedly focused predominantly on the gold and copper rich parts of the system. So like I said, we've grown that out to 4.5 million tonnes and now joined it to the Linetown East resource, another 1.5 million tonnes. So all of a sudden we've taken a 2.5 million and 1.5 million tonne disparate ore bodies, basically link the whole system. It's a mile in length. You actually get out on ground and walk that, and it's a huge system. So we've had yourself out on site and boots on ground. It's a great part of the world and really accessible and easy to work. Look, we can see us pushing this forward into production in the near term, and we're taking all steps at the moment. So we've got a drilling program that kicked off yesterday, looking to tighten up the drill spacing on the oxide component down to about 10 to 12 metre spaced drill holes, which will give us a huge amount of confidence in the resource that we're hopefully ready to start mining.
So you're talking about digging. That's fantastic, because as a $50 million company, I think you're priced as an explorer. You've got upside from there, and the prospect of cash flow really excites me. What you're going to do if you dig it up, where does the ore go from there?
Yeah, so I guess broadly it was a district, Charters Towers district was largely focused on gold, built on gold. So there's 20 million ounces of gold produced out of that district. Currently, there's 3 active gold mills in the district, so Pajingo, Blackjack, and Queensland's biggest gold mine over at Ravenswood. All have active mills within the district. We have commenced discussions on commercial terms for toll treating, and with a view to digging this shallow oxide dirt out in particular and getting a low capex path to cash flow. So some of our drill hits, we've had 9 metres at 6.3 grams from surface, so we don't have to move a lot of Australia to start seeing some gold.
That's, there's some pretty spicy numbers there too. So some of this ore that comes out, I imagine, will be quite valuable. Let's change pace for a second though, because you are an explorer at heart still, and mid this year you picked up another project north of Charters, Cibil. Yep. What is it that excites you about Cibil? And put this in layman's terms, because I understand what 10 grams per tonne means and I understand what epithermals mean. There's a lot of people that don't, so compare it to something for me. Okay,
so new project into the portfolio, still within our catchment of our Townsville head office. So we are 150 k's from all our projects. It gives us a huge advantage. In terms of the geology, an epithermal system is essentially a system that's forming near surface. So imagine hot spring environments like Rotorua, Yellowstone, and some of the hot springs over there. These beneath those sort of environments, maybe 300 or 400 metres depth, you're looking at a perfect window for formation of these high-grade gold deposits. And they're called epithermal systems. Now, preservation of these epithermal systems, these historic ones, ancient ones, is what we're chasing at the moment. So nearby we have the Pajingo gold mine. And Pajingo is a low sulfidation epithermal system, exactly the same style of rock we're looking for up there. Pajingo's now produced 4.5 million ounces of gold over a 35, 40 year mine life. And we think we've got something that looks pretty bloody similar sitting up the road.
You got gold grades there. Convinces you that there's mineral in the system.
Yeah. So when we picked it up, there was about 100 drill holes in that package, but some rock chips up to 907 grams per tonne. So 30 ounces per tonne of rock. That's unheard of. So we knew there was we knew there was gold. We know there's gold at surface because we've physically cracked it off and seen it in these rocks. We wheeled in pretty quickly. So we picked the project up. There were 40 years worth of paper data. We've digitised the data. The guys have been boots on ground physically finding the old drill holes. And I mean, finding a hole this big in amongst a sea of grass and rocks and stuff is so they found 75 out of the 106 holes, and that was really important because we could physically digital DGPS, so differential GPS. It's really accurate, and that allowed us to register all these beautiful old hand-drawn maps, make sure all our data's in the right spot, refine the interp, and then we put in 14 drill holes. So at the moment we've only drilled from existing pads and tracks. So it's limited our access to how much of this system we could drill. But from those 14 holes, we hit record gold results from the project. So the best hit we had was 4.4 metres at 57.5 grams per tonne gold. So we are absolutely over the moon. So now we can say there's gold at surface. These hits are fairly shallow, most of these hits. I think that is about 24 metres down. So we know this thing has the potential to generate significant gold.
It's the kind of thing that would make an old-timer's eyes water. I was reading something on hot copper. I don't make a habit of that the other day, but one of your followers, and it's a shout out to them, I can't remember the name of this guy. He said we shouldn't call it Cibil anymore. We should call it Chachingo, which I think is outstanding. Reference to the high grade and similarity to Pajingo. You've got an exciting 12 months to come. You're going to be working at Linetown, hoping to turn that into a mine. Sounds like that could be reasonably near term. And then exploring more holes from Chachingo along the way as well. So just a 10-second snapshot. Next 12 months, what does that look like?
Oh, next 3 months is hectic enough. Linetown grade control drilling. So we'll be spitting out gold numbers throughout the summer, culminating in the completion of the mining studies in January 2026. So at that point, we'll have a decision to go ahead. The value proposition of what we've done at Linetown starts to culminate in this final report, at which point we'll basically make a decision to pull the trigger. Huge 3 months for us as a company. As soon as the rain stops, it's just about to start up north, but as soon as that stops, we're back on ground at Cibil. So even before the wet season kicks in proper, we've just finished our native title clearances, so we're ready to drill, hit the ground running next year. We're just about to fly a big magnetic survey to collect some of the baseline surveys that haven't been done in 40 years. So
low-hanging fruit.
All that stuff that doesn't necessarily give you a stunning gold number, but leads to the next round of drill targets. So big 3 months. Hopefully decision to mine being announced and where and how we do that. But yeah, most importantly, I can't wait to get back up to Cibil and see what this thing could be.
All eyes on sunshine in 2026. Damien, I'm so excited. We're really happy to be a part of the story here and being invested. There's nothing in our portfolio we want to sell, and there's some things that we really want to buy more of. So can't wait to see what comes of sunshine next year. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for your support.